Branden back to episode of Branden's Boy Problems. Today's episode is about the drama I had with my boyfriend's family. So I'm just gonna preface this by saying that I've always been someone that's very like, I don't care if my boyfriend's family likes me. I never met any of my ex's family or friends. Like, I didn't like that. So I kind of like how in this relationship I do get to interact with my boyfriend's family and friends. And my boyfriend is like a big family man. So like family is very important to him. And like we come from very completely opposite backgrounds since like he has like 3 siblings and a half sibling and like a big family, and they always interact with each other. They always have family events, always have family like meetings and get-togethers, and like I'm an only child. Like I barely feel like I interact with my parents even though we live in like the same house, and it's like we rarely ever have family events or like anything like that going on. So like we're just completely opposites when it comes to like our family backgrounds, and like I didn't really feel like that was going to be an issue for me since like I feel like I can get along with people of like all circumstances, and like I've had no issues with this family so far, and I've interacted with this family like many times. But the issue came, it was Easter Sunday, and like we had dinner at my family's house, but then like his brother's new girlfriend was having like a game night at her house afterwards. So like we went there, and like it was me, my boyfriend, his brother and his brother's girlfriend, and then his sister, and then his sister brought their half sister who's only 11. And yeah, it was kind of like a mood killer, like bringing a child when it's like we're drinking, we're playing games, so it's just kind of like why would you bring a child? But whatever. Like I like played like Connect 4 with her, and like it was fine, like interacting with them. And like we interacted with his family like the day before and went out to dinner with everyone, so it's like was a full weekend of like his family events and stuff. So like the game night was fun, and like my boyfriend got way drunker than everyone else, and like was out he wasn't like out of control, but he was just like really out of it. So I was like got into like take care of him mode and like make sure to get him water, try to get him fresh air outside. And like as I was trying to get him to go outside for some fresh air, and he was like being reluctant at first, so I was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with like my boyfriend being the one like throwing up everywhere, especially like in his brother's girlfriend's house. It's like we just like met her and like the day before, and it's like you don't want to be like a drunk mess. So it's just like I was just like in full like take care of my boyfriend mode. And like his sister, like the half sister that was like a child, she was just kind of like rude, but like my boyfriend warned me about that like before I even met her. And like she says like rude comes sometimes. I just like brushed it off or like said something rude back. And then like I was going upstairs, like taking my boyfriend upstairs to get some fresh air outside, and the girl's like, don't take him, because like my boyfriend was acting reluctant. But I was kind of like, okay, like mind your business. Like I was just kind of like, okay, one day when you get a boyfriend, you'll understand like how you have to like take care of him and like deal with him being drunk and whatever. And I said like maybe one day when you're old enough to have a boyfriend or get a period, you'll understand. So then like I brushed it off, we went upstairs, like we went outside, like everything was fine, like we go home, like the party ends, like my boyfriend, I go back to his place. I originally wasn't intending to spend the night because I didn't bring anything to spend the night with, because like he was supposed to take me home afterwards, but he got way too drunk. So like we went back to his place and slept over, and then like everything was fine. Like, and then the next morning he like gets up, and then he tells me like his sisters want to come over, and I honestly just was like not in the mood for it, because I felt like, okay, I've already dealt with your family 2 days in a row. It's like it's not that I don't like them, but I just, again, like I'm not big on family time, especially someone else's family. So I kind of just feel like I honestly don't want to see your family anymore. Like we already saw them 2 days in a row. Like I don't want to spend any more time with them. Like I just want to like spend time with you in bed or like go home. So it's like I don't want to deal with any more family events, family gatherings, family interaction. Like I had enough of it. And like I'm like, it's not I don't like his family. It's just like I'm very like, I'm not like a type of person that's like I want to deal with people every day. Like I like my solitude, I like my peace. It's like there's only like a few people it's like I can deal with spending like multiple days in a row with. So it's like my boyfriend or like my best friend, like, but like I don't want to see your family every fucking day. So I just kind of felt like, no, I'm really not in the mood to see your family. And then he like later, it was just like he wouldn't tell me, and then he was like, well, they're not coming over anymore, so we're gonna go over there. And again, I was just kind of like, I don't want to see your fucking family anymore. Like I've spent enough time with them for the weekend. Like again, like I know family's big art for you, but like I don't want to spend any more time with them. Like I just didn't know, and especially since like I didn't even have anything from like a change of clothes. So it's like I was only had my clothes from the night before, and like I didn't have any of like my stuff to like wash up with or anything. So it's like, okay, I definitely don't want to see people. Like I didn't prepare for that. I don't want to interact with any more family time. I don't want to deal with any other people. And then he tells me like his sister has a problem with me and we need to go like address it. And then that just didn't sit right with me either, because I'm like, okay, like I don't know what they would have had like an issue with me about. And then again, it's like, again, I really didn't care, because I was just kind of like, okay, don't let me know what it is, and I don't feel like I need to be forced to have a confrontation with your family members that have an issue with me, because I feel like personally that's not my fucking problem, because it's not my family. And I kind of feel like if your family member has a problem with me, you as my boyfriend should address it, or you should be there to interact with it. Like, I feel like your family shouldn't be able to like come at me or like come to me with shit. I feel like as my boyfriend, you should address it. And I feel like I wouldn't let anyone in my life be like, I have an issue with your boyfriend and I need to confront him about it. Because I feel like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's not your place. Like, if you have an issue, tell me what it is and then we can talk about it. But it's like, yeah, if it's like really big, like I would bring my boyfriend into like, and I would discuss it with my boyfriend. But again, I want to know what it is, and I want you to talk to me about it before you just come at my man any type of way. So I kind of just felt like it just became like a big blow up issue, and my boyfriend was like, no, we need to address this, and my family has an issue with you. We need to go confront it about it. And like, he was my ride home, so it's like I didn't have any other way to get home or like avoid the issue. And then he like forcefully like dragged me there and was like, I'll take you home after we go there. And that didn't sit with me either, because I'm just kind of like, you're basically kidnapping me. I told you I don't want to go. I told you I don't care about the issue. I told you I don't care what it is, and I don't want to deal with it. And the fact of the matter is that you're forcing me to go over there against my will, and I'm a grown man telling you take me home, or that I don't want to deal with this, really didn't start right with me. So like, I definitely acted like, really was acting out like in the car ride over, like putting like the window down or like holding the button down, and he was trying to put the windows up, and like it's become this very like yelling, like confrontational thing, because I kind of felt like I was helpless and trapped. And it's like, I don't like that feeling, especially it's like, you're supposed to be my boyfriend, you're supposed to be my partner, we're supposed to be in this relationship together. So it's like, there should be never any circumstance where you're forcing me to go somewhere when I literally told you I don't want to go. Like, as an adult, as a grown man, as a person in a relationship, it's like, if I told you no, then you should respect that. And the fact that I felt like I was being disrespected, or the fact that you're forcing me to go over to have a conversation, sit down with your family, when I told you I don't know what the issue is, I don't care what the issue is, I want to go home, this isn't my problem, you're my boyfriend, you should deal with this if it's your family. Your family is not my family, so I shouldn't have to deal with them. Like, in a way, it's like, I could never see your family again, and I'd be perfectly fine with that, but you're trying to force me to have like sit-down confrontation with them because they have an issue with me, and I don't even know what the fucking issue is. So like, that just caused a big blow-up issue in our relationship. Then we like get there, and like I refuse to even like go out or get out the car. It just became like a big like tussling in the parking lot. It was just really trashy and ghetto, and just like eventually I go in, and like it was barely like anything. Like the child didn't like that I said like, maybe one day we get a period, you'll understand. And then she was even like, she doesn't have a problem with me, so I felt like it was brought up proportion by like the other sister or whatever. And like, then it's just like, I fake apologize, just like, I'm sorry you feel that way, and like I meant everything I said, because it's like, first of all, the child was rude, and second of all, it's like, mind your business. Like, I'm trying to take care of my boyfriend, who's your brother, who's drunk out of his mind. Like, you're a child, you don't know anything about being drunk, you don't know anything about like having a boyfriend, or like having to take care of someone that's drunk, or take care of someone that's like not in control. So it's just kind of like, shut up and stay in your place. But then it's like, yeah, it just became a big issue with my boyfriend and I, because it was like a bigger issue. And then he gave me like a lecture in front of him about like respect, and how it's like, he didn't like how disrespectful I was to his family, and like, or the things I was saying, because I was really just like, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck about them, I don't care if I'll see them again, and like all this other stuff. But it's like, that's honestly how I felt, because I felt like, again, you're not listening to me, you're not respecting what I want to do, you're not hearing me, you're not doing what I want, you're not taking me home even though I'm telling you to take me home, and I'm relying on you to take me home, and you're not even being a united front, being like trying to neutralize the issue. You're trying to like drag me to people to confront me. Like, I don't like that. I don't like feeling helpless. I don't like feeling like you're not on my side. I don't like feeling like you're not here listening to what I have to say. So that was just a big fucking issue for me. It's like a bigger issue, and it's kind of like, I always feel like in a relationship, your partner has to come first before your family. Like, the only people that would ever come before are your children, but it's still like, you have to be united front with your children when you have a family together. So I feel like your partner, your husband, your wife, your kids come before your brother, your sister, your mom, and your dad. And I always feel like, if there's a confrontation and your partner takes the side of like your parents when they don't like the person you're with, and your relationship's never going to survive. And my boyfriend doesn't feel that way. He feels like everyone should be equal, like your kids and your partner and your siblings. And I feel like you're never gonna have a successful relationship if you kind of feel like if you don't put your own family before the family you came from. Like your partner, your boyfriend, your children, they come first. Then it's your siblings, your parents. It's not like you should have to choose between them. But again, if this situation does arise, you should choose the family you created, that you are the head of, as opposed to the family you were born into. And I feel like that's just like a long-term possible issue that we're going to deal with if we do have this issue again. And I kind of felt like I did not like the way that I was treated. And I felt like it just really, I don't know, it's just like a very hard situation to be in, because it's like if feeling like your partner's not on your side, your partner's not listening to you, your partner's not there for you, and they're choosing other people, or they're even confronting them or taking their other side, and it's just like I'm the helpless one dealing with like all these siblings coming at me. It just makes me feel like, yeah. And I really was pissed off about it. And I was like, yeah, I never want to deal with your family again. But like I got over it, and like went to family dinner with his family like the following weekend. So like we did get over this issue and we did grow from it. But it really did get to a point where it was like really bad, especially since we had a fight like 2 days prior and like almost broke up. So just like having this in the same weekend just really made me like question like, do we have a long-term future? Are we gonna survive? And then knowing like if this situation arises again and like we have any more family issues in the future, like how do you handle them will definitely determine like if I want to continue in the relationship and if this is the right person for me. Because I feel like I wouldn't treat you this way if you weren't, the roles were reversed. And I feel like that's the biggest thing for me. It's like if someone treats me in a way that I would never treat them, then it just kind of changes the entire dynamic, and it makes me feel like, yeah, that just completely changes how I would treat you going forward. So I'm grateful my boyfriend and I did overcome this issue, since we almost didn't. And it does just, the whole boyfriend, family, balancing, getting along with everyone, like, and in the future, like, if you let your family tear your relationship apart, because I feel like I would never let anyone and my family ruin my relationship, but I didn't really feel like my boyfriend was the same way. So thankfully we got over it and overcame it. So thank you for joining me for this episode of Branden's Boy Problem.